Welcome back everyone to this week's bonus video series, how to make Trini browning like a boss. But if you prefer to buy the bottled browning, you can find a variety of sizes at our local supermarket, or you can check out Amazon. They'll have one delivered straight to your door. By the way, if you missed last week's video, check the link down below, and let's get right into today's video that was suggested by our very own subscriber, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. So firstly, you heat up your heavy set pot. I usually rinse it out first, then allow the heat to dry up the water naturally. You will need a medium heat when starting this process. Now it's time to add your 1 cup of brown sugar. You can try using granulated sugar or white sugar as well, but I have never used white sugar to burn my sugars. Always brown sugar. I must pre-warn you that this process requires a whole lot of patience and no distraction whatsoever. Allow the brown sugar to melt, keeping your eyes on both the sugar, the melted sugar, and the flame, so as not to allow the sugar to burn before its time. Also, if you have a larger pot to do this process, the larger the better. That way, the sugar has enough room to ensure that there's an even melting of all the sugar at the same time. I used the pot that I had, so we had to make it work. Now once the sugar starts melting, you will notice there's some burning going on and very high smoke. Make sure all your windows are open, that your house is properly ventilated, or else there will be smoke everywhere. At this stage, you can start turning the sugar to ensure that everything is melted well and melted evenly. Just use that pot spoon and incorporate everything and continue stirring. At this stage, continuous stirring is absolutely necessary, in addition to lowering the heat so that it does not get out of hand. Now, if you notice at this stage, you're starting to see that caramel color, that nice brownish shade coming in as you continue stirring. Just continue stirring to ensure that everything gets melted evenly. Now, you might be wondering, why would I even want all of this browning? Number one, it saves time. So when the time comes for me to make my stews, I won't have to go through this process. I just simply add the finished browning to my meats and stir, and my food is pretty much halfway done. Also, if you like a Trini black cake, this is the genesis of getting that cake done. You simply add your browning to your other ingredients, and that gives you a nice black fruit cake. So if you're noticing your pot, you will see the browning starting to rise, and that's an indicator that it's nearing the end. Have your cup of water handy so that you can start pouring in addition to ensuring that your heat is at its minimum. So now you slowly add your cup of cold water gently. If you do this too quickly, guess what? That sugar is going to overflow. It's going to spout up. It was really violent that day, guys. I was getting scared. So that's why you need to take your time while adding the water to the sugar so that it slowly incorporates into the sugar and does what it needs to do, melting the two, bringing the two together to form that nice browning. At this stage, once the mixture has died down, you can increase the heat and allow the browning to boil for about 3 to 5 minutes, giving you a nice browning syrup. So we're pretty much at the home stretch, guys. Don't be afraid to try your hands at making brownie. This was actually my first time and it was such an amazing experience. I think I'm going to do it again. What do you think? Drop a comment down below. So after we removed the browning from the fire and we allowed it to cool overnight, just simply measure out your browning. I got about a cup from the 1 cup sugar and 1 cup water, and I just simply poured it into a bottle that I had on hand, and I'm going to store this for future use. Maybe just to stew some meat, make a pot of pilau, or maybe I might try baking a black cake for Christmas. What do you think? This browning stores very well. There is no need to refrigerate. You can simply pop it in your cupboard and you're good to go when it's ready for use. Thanks for watching.